Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's good.
Mic check. Yeah. Check, check. Mic check. 1, 2. Check, check. Mic check.
Check 1, 2.
Check, check. Mic 1, 2. Check, check. Mic 1, 2. Mic check 1, 2. Mic check 1, 2.
Ken Miller calling Post. Coach, what are the good, the bad, and the ugly that you can take out of this game?
The good's a win. That's it.
The bad?
No bad.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. Within the course of the win, what were you most pleased with about how your guys did tonight?
When they came back and made a surge in that second quarter, and we kept our composure, brought the starters back and was able to get the lead back up to 14 at halftime. Built it up to 22 again. Then they kind of made another push, and we just stayed the course. Confidence never wavered, and that's what the playoffs is about. Spurts and making runs. They made a couple of runs, but I was happy the way we kept our composure.
Dave McMenamin, ESPN Tie. Is there any correlation between having 7-8 days to get in the gym together, work on shooting, work on rhythm, and 26 assists on 39 baskets?
Just playing with pace, I think, is the biggest thing. When we play with pace and we get up and down the floor, we're really tough to beat, and we're pretty effective and very efficient offensively. So that was a good sign. And Kyrie did a great job having 10 assists tonight, and we just moved the basketball. And I thought in the first half, what kept them in the game was transition. They had 15 points in transition, and in the second half they only had 6. So, we did a good job of taking it away in the second half.
Kenny Rhoda, WHBC Sports. How important, Ty, was it to get off to a good start, a big lead, for your confidence, having not played in 8 days for your team, but also to put doubts in their minds because when they come here, you guys own them in the playoffs?
It was very good to see, especially after the layoff. I thought guys came out with a mindset of pushing the basketball and a great defensive mindset, and we did that early in the game, and we got a big lead, and we was able to pretty much sustain it in the second half, and it was just good to get off to a good start, especially when you haven't played in a while.
Jason Lloyd, The Athletic. You've talked a lot this year about limiting turnovers, and the turnovers make the defense look worse a lot of times. Just wondering what you thought tonight. You seemed to do a good job, especially through the first 3 quarters, of limiting turnovers, and then in relation to that, what you thought of the defensive effort tonight?
Only having 4 turnovers through the first 3 quarters was great. We take care of the basketball and we get back and get our defense set. We're better defensively, and we know that. So with that being said, that's why we had the lead, and that's why we did a good job of being able to set our defense. Overall, we got to look at it. I thought we blitzed and did a great job of taking DeRozan out of the game, showing them different looks, blitzing them, showing sometimes, and just trying to keep him off balance because we know he's a great scorer, and the same thing with Lowry, trying to keep him off balance. But I thought our activity was great defensively. Just got to keep making the multiple efforts. When you're in the blitz, you can't never stop moving. So you got to clean those things up, but overall we was pretty good defensively.
Hi, Ray Jasky from ESPN 990. Could you speak to a little bit after the 8-day layoff, as you just said, only 4 turnovers first 3 quarters. Also free throws. The little things were really good, 22 of 25 through the first 3 quarters. Did you achieve that balance of enough rest but enough work so that you didn't look like you had an 8-day layoff? You were fresh, and yet all the things, the rotations and movement, all of those things, the little things seemed to work out well.
Well, we kind of had a chance to figure it out last year. It was kind of the blueprint for us, sweeping the first 2 rounds last year and kind of see how we took it day by day and what we did. And I pretty much try to, stay the course of what we did last year, and we did that. So we had a few conditioning days where we had conditioning shooting. Then we had conditioning where we had guys on the Versa climbing on the bikes, and and the guys said that's harder. It was harder than playing the games. It's harder than training camp for the things that we did. But you got to stay in shape. You got to stay engaged, and you got to give credit to the guys for for staying with it. And I know it's tough when you're not playing and doing conditioning, but it was very important. Had a chance to do a lot of shooting, a lot of free throws, and we did the little things tonight. So we got to continue to keep growing on that throughout the course of the playoffs.
Greg Swartz, Bleacher Report. Coach, you were talking about Kyrie Irving with the 10 assists tonight. Against the Pacers in the first round, he only had 12 total, 0 in game number 4. Is that something you challenged him to increase his playmaking, or did that just kind of come naturally tonight?
Well, it all depends on how the defense is playing him. With Kyrie, we want him to be aggressive. He has to score the basketball. And, Toronto played him differently than Indiana did. So he was able to score the basketball but also get other guys involved because of the way he was playing. So I thought Kyrie did a great job of just taking what the defense gives him.
You said something a lot earlier this season that made us all laugh about when you're up big, you have to watch your guys and stay because you don't know what they're going to try.
Right.
So you get the little thing tonight where LeBron grabbed the beer bottle, which was funny. But from a bigger picture, you've pounded the Raptors now 3 playoff games in a row, and every time that you've beaten them, do you have to sit on your guys to make sure that the focus is there? Just because this series dating back to last year has been so uneven.
No, I think they pretty much know what's at stake, and we got to be a mature group, and we know that this is only one game. They're a good team, and we can't get ahead of ourselves. We got to take it one game at a time. Tonight was a good game for us, but we still got to play better, and we know we can. And we won't relax. We won't get comfortable because we know what this team is capable of doing. And we won our first 2 games last year, and then went up there and got our butts kicked 2 games. So we got to stay the course and just be professional about the situation.
So I'm curious if you could speak to Shump. He hasn't played a ton of minutes last series and now tonight, but when he's getting in there, what an effort he's giving you. Could you speak to what Shump's doing? And also, Tristan, the rebounding, but the free throws.
Shump's been great these last 2 series, really taking the challenge defensively. Also with JR. JR last series, Paul George. Tonight, DeMar DeRozan, 2 premier players in our league. And he took the challenge and did a great job. And then Shump came in against Paul George, against DeRozan again tonight, and Kyle Lowry, and gave us a big boost and momentum going into the second and third quarter. So Shump was really good for us. I like his energy. I like his defensive intensity, and we just got to continue to keep building on it.
Marla Ridenour, Akron Beacon Journal. I have to ask, did you see LeBron grab the beer, and did anything go through your mind?
I didn't see it, but I heard the crowd go crazy. I didn't know what he did, but to Joe's point, we got up 22-23, and we made a couple plays that, hero plays that I call them. And then, they came down and scored 5 or 6 in a row, and then we had to get back serious again. So we just got to take those little plays away, but I didn't see it.
Coach Scott Sargent, WFNY. To go back to Iman, if my memory serves, he was the first guy off the bench for you tonight after, not getting that kind of treatment in the first series. Was that because of the defensive matchups, or is there something different there that you want to see out of him?
Well, I thought he got the same treatment after the first game in the last series too. He's the first guy off the bench to come and get JR to guard Paul George. So it was pretty similar. But I just like how he's taking the challenge defensively, and he wants to guard the best players, and that's what we have him for, and he's doing a good job of it.
Ty, JR, he hurt his hand or something. Is he all right?
I'm not sure. He just the same thumb he had. Just went and got an X-ray, but I think he feels pretty good. We'll see.
X-ray was negative?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Huh? Oh.